What is up, guys? What is up, guys? It is MMA Propaholic, and I am here with another breakdown for UFC Vegas 84. And I'm going to be breaking down Matthew Semlesberger versus Preston Parsons. And we got Matthew Semlesberger. He's 31 years old. He's 6'1". He's got a 75-inch reach. And we got Preston Parsons, who's 5'11", with a 72-inch reach. Parsons trains out of Elevation MMA. And we got Semlesberger, they got at a crazy 88 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu here on Tapology. So, we got a striker versus grappler here. Striker versus grappler, delightful matchup here. So what it is here, it's obviously the power of Semlesberger versus the grappling of Parsons. Parsons actually has, I think, pretty sure it's all of his 9 of his 10 wins come by submission. Evan Elder fight still only win by decision, and I think Elder actually took that fight on short notice and went up a weight class for that fight. So Parsons kind of got himself a pretty good matchup there. And Parsons, like when he's on top, he's really just threatening. He's not really just staying in position, just lying and praying and guard. He likes to pass mount. He likes to go for arm bars. He goes for head and arms. He goes for rear naked chokes. The guy's just constantly like pushing pressure on you and like putting that like constant pace on you. And Semlesberger's takedown defense pretty much alarms me. I mean, I'm really bad at like backing Semlesberger. Before I actually I'm pretty sure the Morono fight, I actually backed him before I started track betting. I actually had a bet on him against Morono, like -160. I think I got him like -150 that week, and he shit the bed for me that week. Almost had the crazy third round comeback with the flying knee because like Semlesberger is very tough to get out of there. He showed it in the Morono fight because Morono was just jabbing him up and beating him up the whole fight. He knocked down Jake Matthews 3 times. I remember having his KO at +750 there and just having an absolute heartbreak there. I had his money line against Jeremiah Wells. In the Jeremiah Wells fight, he goes out there. Jeremiah Wells is just overextending on combinations and he drops him in like the first like 20 seconds. And then Wells kept trying to take him down. Semlesberger's being very aggressive. He actually went to a point where he actually tried to pass for full mount on Wells, but Wells is just so strong that he was kind of just able to shove him off, and that's when Semlesberger kind of couldn't get him off the clinch. And Wells was able to get I'm pretty sure it was like a hip toss takedown right up against the fence. He was able to get him down within the first round. Then he Semlesberger just laid on his back in a closed guard for basically just the last 3 minutes of the round. Then Semlesberger hurts him in the second round, drops him, and Wells just takes him down again, lies and prays on him. And in the third round, I feel like Wells could have really went for more of a finish. I feel like Wells wasn't really contented to go into different positions in the guard and try to pass positions because he was just getting rocked by Semlesberger. And I feel like Wells just isn't really good at keeping position on top. He's so big. I feel like if he's just going to go for submissions, he's more unlikely to lose the position. I feel like because he's more of a big, bulky, muscly guy. So I feel like Parsons is just pretty technical with his submissions. Obviously, I mean, the guy has 9 of his 10 wins by submission. And when I constantly watch his tape, especially his regional scene before he gets into the UFC, the guy has really good back takes. He gets to the double leg pretty well, gets you up against the fence. And Semlesberger just doesn't honestly even know how to fight underhooks. He gets taken down pretty easily. And I feel like the fight that just really stuck out to me, whatever, I feel like his submission defense just really isn't there, is against AJ Fletcher. And it's they were literally saying in the second round, after Fletcher threatened him with 2 guillotines, that Fletcher was just playing football in college and basically just transitioned to MMA late. So I feel like the first thing he really kind of learned how to do was strike, especially going into the Poirier, training with Dustin Poirier and stuff. So I just really feel like AJ Fletcher's jiu-jitsu just isn't even on Parsons' level. And Fletcher was literally threatening the submissions that Parsons does, with twice the amount of submissions than Fletcher. So, yeah, I honestly, the more I talk about it, the more I break it down. I honestly lean the Preston Parsons submission. But, man, I mean, I backed Parsons in the Trevin Giles fight. I mean, I thought I won. I thought I got robbed by those Texas judges. But Parsons was getting jabbed up early pretty badly against Giles. I know he was able to get him down. He actually knocked down Trevin Giles into full mount, threatening him with a rear naked choke. Giles is a pretty good grappler. He was able to get out of it as well. He threatened an armbar as well and lost position. looked pretty tired in the second round. And what like really like stuck out right away is Preston Parsons like literally has like nonstop pressure, and he's willing to eat a shot in order to land like to get a takedown. Like he was clearly doing it in the Derek Rodriguez fight, the D-Rod fight on short notice as well. Was trying to get him down. D-Rod was able to just hit him hard to the body and hit him with a pretty good left, which just kind of stumbled him. And Semlesberger's just more like pure power than Rodriguez. Rodriguez is more technical boxing and likes to throw high volume and likes to just stand there and kind of counter strike with you and then pressure you in the second and third round. More like Semlesberger is literally trying to knock you out with like almost every right hand punch. He's really good at timing the right hand as well. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of opportunities for this fight to end inside a distance. I was waiting for Bet Online to actually like give me like a minus 225 or like a minus 200. So I wanted to put like 3 units on it, but they didn't do that. So what I'm actually doing tomorrow is when DraftKings, FanDuel, Willingham Hill, Bet Rivers come out with the under 2.5. Like it's probably gonna be one of my more bigger bets on the card. I just feel like it's striker versus grappler, twice the amount of submissions, how I completely broke this fight down with Parsons and the pure knockout power of Semlesberger. And the way they're just like pricing Semlesberger on Bet Online is just like, I mean, with his KO being plus 140, like I literally capped his KO at plus two. I think it was like plus 250, maybe the last time I got it against Medic. I know I got like a really good line. I got the opening line on it, but he knocked down Medic twice in that fight. And that fight was also an elevation, guys. I know he grappled in that fight, so kind of shows that he is working on the grappling, but in what way? Like offensively? Because it looked like he was working on it offensively and really not defensively, because he was just really defensively sound. Like he was fine with just losing all the minutes on his back, like Semlesberger, because he's like, yeah, I got so much power. Why not just sit on my back and not try to get submitted? Because that just kind of is a red flag to me, because I really feel like he isn't really like so like full on his jiu-jitsu defense. So the more I like it, I'm probably gonna have the under 2.5 is for a pretty big bet, and I'm probably gonna sprinkle Preston Parsons by submission. I'm just waiting for the line to get like better. I don't like plus 325 is not a bad line. I just want to see where the American books open it besides Bet Online. So yeah, for a winner of this fight, man, I mean, it's so tough because it's literally like I'm pretty sure it's like close to pick 'em. I think Semelsberger's like minus 125. So, the more I talk about it, the more I break it down. It's like on a betting perspective, I really love the under 2.5. I might even take fight doesn't start round two if it's like a pretty cheaper discount. The other ways I play this fight too is like I would take Semelsberger round 2 KO, because I feel like it's going to be Parsons getting him down in the first round, honestly, when he has the most energy, because he's probably going to slow down the second round like he did against Elder. And yeah, so Semelsberger can definitely come back and knock him out, because he's going to be down. He did the same thing in the Fletcher fight as well. And one more thing I want to say about the Fletcher fight with Semelsberger, if Fletcher doesn't lose that positioning in the second round, Semelsberger does not win that fight at all. And Preston Parsons is pretty goddamn good at like keeping full mount, keeping control, and just always threatening submission. So yeah, I love the under 2.5 here. I like the Preston Parsons submission. I'm gonna see where that's at. And yeah, more I talk about it, I'm gonna pick Preston Parsons to win. I'm gonna pick him to win by submission, but I am not betting him. I'm not betting either guy here on the money line. I feel like this is just a money line stay away. I love the under here. You guys know I love violence, so I will be on the under 2.5 here. I really hope I get a pretty good, decent line. If not, I'm probably just going to end up taking fight doesn't start round 2 with the Preston Parsons submission. So, yeah, that's what I like. Maybe Semelsberger round 3 as well if it gets to round 3, because, yeah. But yeah, that's another UFC Vegas 84 breakdown. Yeah, in the description below, I got my Bet MMA tips where I have all my track bets. And I have a link to my Discord below where I post my NFL and post all my UFC bets early, where you guys can get all the early lines like I get. And I have the link to my Twitter as well in the description below. So yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me who you guys think is gonna win, how you guys think they're gonna win, and yeah, can't wait for this fight. And see you guys on the next video.